At 78, Brian Cox isn't pulling any punches. In his memoir, Putting the Rabbit in the Hat, Cox reveals which actor he believes to be completely overrated, a name that might surprise you given how many legends he's worked with over the years. His reasoning? Even more surprising. In his book, Cox lays it all on the table, addressing his decisions to turn down roles in Game of Thrones and Pirates of the Caribbean. He wasn't shy about airing his views either, and one of the biggest targets of his criticism was none other than Johnny Depp. Speaking of his refusal to appear in Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, Cox declared, "I turned my nose up at the part of the governor in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise." He also expressed concerns about being stuck in a long-term franchise, potentially missing out on other interesting projects. "I would have ended up doing it for film after film and missed out on all the other nice things I've done." But then Cox went a step further, noting that the Pirates movies were essentially built around Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow, a character he felt was overblown and overrated. Another thing with Pirates of the Caribbean is that it's very much the Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow show, and Depp, personable though I'm sure he is so overblown, so overrated. Cox didn't stop there. He had equally sharp words about Depp's performance in Edward Scissorhands, claiming that the role required minimal effort on Depp's part. According to Cox, the character's iconic look, complete with hands like scissors and a face covered in scars, did all the work. In Cox's view, Depp's portrayal didn't add much, yet audiences adored him for it. I mean, Edward Scissorhands. Let's face it, if you come on with hands like that and pale, scarred face makeup, you don't have to do anything, and he didn't. But times have changed. As Cox sees it, Depp's allure has faded, especially after the controversies that have followed him in recent years. While Depp once commanded the love of audiences worldwide, Cox believes that today, if Jack Sparrow were recast, Depp wouldn't stand a chance. In his typical blunt style, Cox remarked that Brendan Gleeson would likely get the role instead. People love him, or they did love him. They don't love him so much these days, of course. If Johnny Depp went for Jack Sparrow now, they'd give it to Brendan Gleeson. Cox's critique of Depp comes at a time when Depp's Hollywood career has been relatively quiet. While Depp reportedly made over $300 million from the Pirates franchise, his recent projects have mostly kept him away from the Hollywood spotlight. He's been busy with voice acting in European productions like the Puffin series, including a full-length animated film released in 2024. Depp currently got no Hollywood projects lined up, so it seems Cox's observations might be closer to the truth than Depp's fans would care to admit.